So Eddie, obviously some very strong fighters on this card and a great undercard as well. You must be looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a packed show at Phones View Arena on September the 13th. Obviously, Scott Quigg, one of Britain's few world titleists, defending his world title in, I believe, the toughest fight of his career against former world champion Paulo Zambunda. Anthony Crolla fighting a former world champion, a Mexican, Gamaliel Diaz. Anthony Joshua, the gold medalist, is coming to Manchester for the first time in his career. And two really good trade 50-50 fights on the bill. Denton Vassell from Manchester against Sam Eggington, and also Scotty Cardle against Kurt Goddins for an eliminator for the British title. And a whole host of Manchester talent as well on the undercard. Liam Hanrahan, Jimmy Kelly, Sam Hyde. It's going to be a big night for Manchester boxing.
How do you assess the quality of Scott and Anthony's opponents in particular? What are they going to bring to the card?
I think Scott is in the toughest fight of his career. You know, he's in against a former world champion at bantamweight, who's just recently moved up and won titles at super bantam. Only lost to a Japanese fighter called Kameda, who's probably one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And he's here with major ambition. And Scott's on the verge of unifying that division now, and he's a top world-class fighter. But this is a real potential banana skin for him, and he's got to be on the game against Ambunda. For Anthony, we were really close to delivering the world title fight for him against Richard Abril, but that slipped through the net late on. So he's in against a former world champion as well in Gamaliel Diaz, who's mixed at levels well beyond the levels that Anthony's mixed at. He's got a win over Robert Guerrero, who fought Floyd Mayweather, he's fought Cesar Soto, he's fought some top-class fighters. So that's a really tough fight and a good yardstick and preparation fight for that world title fight. But again, it's many in Anthony's position would just have an 8 or a 10 rounder marking time for that world title. But this is a real big fight for him, and you've got to take your hat off to Anthony Crolla, because he's continuously fought top-level opposition. He beat Gavin Rees, beat Stephen Foster, then beat John Murray, and now he's in another fight, and he definitely deserves that world title. He's just got to keep winning.
And a quick word on Denton Vassell, obviously a big comeback for him and a great local fighter. Must be great to have him on the card.
Absolutely, and that is, honestly, Denton Vassell against Sam Eggington is just an absolute barn burner. It's a total 50-50. You've got Sam Eggington, who's a great young fighter, really took everyone's hearts in prize fighter, looked fantastic, all action, very, very active. And then you've got Denton Vassell, quality fighter, but been out of the ring for quite a long time. Obviously lost against Frankie Gavin after suffering a jaw injury, but coming back in an eliminator for the British title, with the winner going on to fight for the British title, and a huge chance for Denton Vassell in his hometown of Manchester to get right back on track.
And Anthony Joshua, also on the cards we heard today. That must be really exciting. That's great news.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Joshua was due to fight on the Carl Froch George Groves card at the Phones View Arena in November. Had to pull out injured, and we've boxed him at all the major fight cities all over the UK, apart from Manchester. So when he had the opportunity to box it, he was really excited. He grew up coming to this arena and watching the big names in the arena. And Anthony Joshua gets a fantastic reception everywhere he goes. And the people of Manchester need to come out and watch this young man, because he's the future heavyweight champion of the world. And he'll be in a tough fight in the arena as he continues his progress in really looking absolutely devastating in everything he does.
And it's great for Manchester to have these many great fighters, to have such a strong card. It's great for the city, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, in nearly every fight on the card, there's a Manchester influence, and really, it's a great fighting city. So many great fighters, but what I'm interested in is so many young fighters coming through. Of course, you've got Quigg, you've got Crolla, you've got Denton Vassell returning, but you've also got the likes of Liam Hanrahan, you've got the likes of Jimmy Kelly, you've got the likes of Sam Hyde. They're all top quality undefeated fighters that one day may be headlining that arena, and they get huge support from the city. And it's a pleasure to come back here and put on another big show in September.